Okay, here's an update from the site from the North America World Championship qualifier in 2025. Updated. Time Wizard events use the available cards, forbidden and limited list, rule regarding drawing on the first turn, so you're going to draw still, and the dueling field selected of that Time Wizard format, so whatever rule, master rule it is. New. Time Wizard events will use the game mechanics and card text of the era in question at the NAWCQ 2025. This is an update to an earlier FAQ. In the future, we will offer the TCG version of Yu-Gi-Oh's Master Duel's time travel format, which uses current mechanics, card texts, but older card pools. Both Time Wizard and Time Travel will be offered at the OTS level. There will primarily be 3 Time Wizard formats offered as public events at the North America WCQ 2025. I also thought it might have been a full walkback, but I do want to say I'm super glad, and I want to, put it out there to the people who were like, they're not going to say anything, they're not going to do anything, when the public outcry was massive, okay? It was, I'm sorry, this was a huge deal, and I do appreciate that they responded. This is a response to the pushback, okay? I think it really is a response to the pushback. It's not great, but if I'm reading this correctly, doesn't this mean that they still will offer regular Time Wizard going forward, right? So they're going to offer a TCG Master Duel style time travel format and still offer Ultimate Time Wizard. Why are you saying they're canceling Ultimate Time Wizard? It doesn't say that. It says Time Wizard events will use the game mechanics and card text of the era in question at the NAWCQ. This is an update to an earlier FAQ. In the future, we will offer the TCG version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel's time travel format, which uses current mechanic and card text with older card pools. Both Time Wizard and Time Travel will be offered at the OTS level. So they're saying Time Wizard will stick around. Why are you saying it's not going to be at future events? It just says they're going to offer time travel format. It doesn't say we're going to cancel Time Wizard format. Well, they're saying Time Wizard events use the game mechanics and card text of the era in question at the NAWCQ. We're going to offer TCG version time travel format. Both Time Wizard and Time Travel will be offered at the OTS level. It doesn't say we're going to not offer Time Wizard at the next event. It says at NAWCQ 2025. They could cancel it in the future, sure, but it doesn't say that we are canceling it. Assuming they're going to cancel it is not good. That's not true. You can make that assumption. Maybe that's not what they said here, though. They're saying we're not implementing this change until after the WCQ since people already spent money on going to that event. You're assuming that. I mean, yes, they're walking this back for the NAWCQ. And now they're offering an alternative and saying, we're going to offer Time Wizard and Time Travel at the OTS level. They're not saying we're not going to have it at future events. They need to say that for me to believe it. If they're going to do that, they should say we're not offering Time Wizard format at the next YCS. Saying that they are doing that is maybe a decent assumption. You could be right. That's not what they said here word for word. At the very least, Time Wizard format is back for the NAWCQ. Many people will go forward and be able to play with the Ultimate Time Wizard rulings that they're used to, that they've been touting at the NAWCQ. That's a huge win for the people who went to the event, who were, and most importantly, planning to go to play Time Wizard format at the NAWCQ. And to not warn anyone who was going to go to these events and say that. That is great for those people who wanted to play Time Wizard format. Objectively, those people did get, I saw many people complain and say, like, I bought tickets to go to the NAWCQ to play Time Wizard, and I'm out of cash. I was only going to play the Time Wizard format. I wasn't going to go play Modern. Now I'm out like $300, $500 or whatever, because the format I prepared for doesn't exist anymore as it stands when they had this ruling update last week. I think I agree, Mogul. The most important part that they are naming both events properly. Time Wizard is going to be separate from time travel. The time travel TCG version of this to mimic Master Duel. So Peeps was right in definitely in some regard. I will say Peeps was wrong about the part that this, well, for now, maybe it will replace Time Wizard format. We don't know. They didn't say they're replacing Time Wizard with time travel. That's not what the text says here. But maybe they will in the future, that they're going to replace Time Wizard with time travel. But regardless, there's a new format they're trying to push for called time travel that mimics Master Duel, which is like, whatever, fine. Like, if you want to do that, go ahead. Personally, that's okay. I don't think that's why people played Edison format, nor why they played older formats or historic formats. In my opinion, the reason people play historic formats is to, like many content creators and competitive players have stated, the reason they play the format is because they want to copy what happened back then, everything, and they want to feel like they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh back then. Playing anything different is just a different format. Whether it's right or wrong, good or bad, better or worse, it's different and not the same. And so it in question kind of devalues what was built originally by the grassroots movement of people who wanted to play older versions of Yu-Gi-Oh yet again. I think this is ultimately very good and an actual walk back from Konami. This is honestly a huge win for the Edison community, for any Time Wizard format, for the people who were going to the event. And hopefully this means that the outcry was correct, complaining works, and it means that if they are trying to make a new Time Wizard format called Time Travel to mimic Master Duel, that it doesn't touch their already very successful Time Wizard format, which runs very well, fun, incredible stuff. And they can also have their Master Duel time travel format as well for the players who maybe don't want to experience Time Wizard format and want to play with new rulings but still have the flavor of retro. Sure, that's fine. I don't care. More options is good for people. I don't think it should replace it. I think that it can absolutely run along it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think most people are probably not going to play it, but maybe they will. They have the option. If you want to be like, well, I like the new rulings and new erratas, so I'll play the new time travel, go ahead. Regardless, I think this is a positive. We'll see what happens at the next YCS. We'll have to keep our toes because Scarlon is right to be skeptical that they might fully replace it. I think that would be bad. I think that would be ultimately bad. This is a good walk back. This is a good move from Konami. I respect this decision, and I double respect them reaching out and posting on social media, hey, we have some new updates. Please read them. This is a good thing. They should have done that in the first place. And I do think it does. I agree that it does suck to see that they did this for Master Duel. That sucks, but whatever. Whatever. They're going to be a company that makes money. They want the thing that makes them money. And what makes them money? Master Duel. Gachas. Gachas make them money. And then it's probably a big piggy bank. Probably even more so than the paper card game. But whatever. I don't think it sucks. I don't know. I think it can be frustrating to read if it means that in the future they're going to replace it anyway. But I hope that's not the case. I don't think it's the case. I have high hopes for this walkback, which was relatively fast. It was a week when they announced it last week. Not fast enough, in my opinion. I think this was a big deal that they shadow dropped this, and it's been 5 days since. It was on Saturday, so I'd say 6 days. Not the slowest. It could have been faster, but I'm not going to complain. So we'll see. It being for Master Duel is the best reason they could have had to do this. It makes the most sense. I explained it on my video. You can go to the Clips channel when we talked about it with Peeps. I absolutely agreed with him, even if I didn't like it. I didn't love the decision. I absolutely understand it. I'm glad they told us. No, like, respect. I respect that they told us. If the decision was, listen, there is like a want for Master Duel to like reflect the popular thing that we saw. We want people to play that format. They enjoyed it. We want to translate it to Master Duel. We want people to enjoy the retro format, both in paper and out. Fine. I think that's understandable. I don't think it's worth replacing your very successful retro format, nor do I think you want the headache that causes the split of rulings, split of opinions, split of how cards work, how they function. A lot of work has to be done to replace it and dig your heels in and frustrate a large player base just to make, I don't know, your life easier, etc. I mean, it could happen. I'm talking like this might not happen. It could still happen. We could see it the next YCS. That they replace it fully, which would suck. I think that's bad. Regardless, this was good. I actually think this was a good decision. I appreciate that they walked this back, and then they walked it back for the NAWCQ. We're going to have to wait to see what they say for the next one. Calling time travel ban list change on this day? I don't know. I think that's a little too much, but we'll see. We'll see. That's honestly some really good news. This was some really good news. I believe this is in the public event information. Here it is, updated. What are the rules for a Time Wizard tournament? Time Wizard tournament. So we go down over here, and they updated it. There will be primarily 3 Time Wizard formats offered as public events in the WCQ. So the formats that they're going to have as side events. I still don't think there is an ultimate Time Wizard at the tournament, but you can still play the regular Time Wizard formats that were firing like crazy at most YCSs. Joseph had a good point during his react to Sonny and Josh. You could just do the changes to Master Duel and keep paper play the same. It's not like Master Duel is even similar to paper anyways. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I agree. I think, like, I don't know. I think that, in my opinion, it doesn't matter as much, but clearly they care about it. And so I understand the change regardless, because it says here, you know, like they want to offer the TCG version of Master Duel's time travel format as a side event. I mean, they have Master Duel side events, and yeah, and I do agree. I think that's pretty much what they're doing here, right? They're saying, okay, we won't touch Time Wizard format. Clearly, this is a loved format. We don't have to change it. Why don't we just make a new format that follows Master Duel? We want those players represented too. Let's just make it a new format. Great. Nothing has to happen to Ultimate Time Wizard. Nothing has to happen to Time Wizard format. And they can also have their cake and eat it too, and have a Master Duel format that is similar to the retro format. But you get to experience a retro style of format with new cards and new erratas. It's a different take on the game. You still play retro cards. You can still enjoy it. And you can, you know, gacha on Master Duel stuff later, whatever. So if it means, now again, they want to offer Master Duel's time travel format. If this means that we do get time travel stuff in Master Duel, I think that's a huge win. I think that having a retro format where you get to almost play similarly to Edison format, you get to kind of understand a lot of the rulings, not everything, because there are going to be differences. And you can, if you want to jump ship to Time Wizard, you can learn the rulings, you can understand how that game was played during that time, but have a solid base on, like, oh, you know, like, I know, like, Stratos and, like, all these cards because I played it on Master Duel. That's nice. I think that's a cool thing you can do. You can either reflect the one you play in paper and just do the same thing, except with real cards, or you can try out the Time Wizard format and actually time travel yourself back into how the game was played back in the day. I think that's nice. Only thing I worry slightly about is that they eventually start phasing out Time Wizard for time travel at paper events. Yeah, I think that's the thing you have to watch out for. And I think that will be frustrating and upsetting if they do that. That will be pretty much doing exactly what we thought was going to happen six days ago. And that's kind of frustrating. That can segregate players. It will cause friction. It will cause problems for a while. And the grassroots movement will continue to kind of ignore if they try to like kind of shove down Time Wizard format. We'll see. I think assuming that they're going to do that is don't do that. Like, I know it's good. I know you're trying to be skeptical. I know you're like, well, they're just going to get rid of it anyway. Just relax. When they do that, get mad about it. Right now, I think this is good. And to say, good, we like this format. Listen to us. Please keep it. The Edison players in the community really want this. I promise you, this is how they want to play the game. They've played it like this forever without your help. You know, appreciate that this works like this. This is a decent walk back. So we'll see. We'll see for paper events. I understand people are skeptical. I'm right there with you. I hope they don't get rid of it. It would make sense if they did. It would suck. But this is good for the people who were going to the event. Most importantly, the people who were impacted by this. I think it's fine. And I think that on my silver lining, and I'm trying to stay positive, my positive thinking is that they keep both. I think that's really easy for them. They get to have everything they want. They get to link it back to Master Duel. You get to have people who play that format. You get to keep Ultimate Time Wizard. That does successfully. More people play Yu-Gi-Oh! Big bada bing bada boom. I don't really see an issue with it. I think phasing it out would kind of suck and make problems and not do much for you, while this makes for just better for you, like for the company. I think it just does instantly better for you. I'm very glad to see that. And I'm super happy for the players who are able to go still to the event and still play Time Wizard format, and really, really nice. So glad to see that. We'll see. I'm excited to see, or at least interested to see what other players think, specifically people like Keegan and other community members in the Edison community, and see if this is okay and what they think. Maybe they're right. Maybe some of my chatters that are very, very skeptical and say this sucks and I think this blows, and it just means that they're gonna get rid of it later. Maybe that's what they think too, and maybe that's the case. I'm trying to stay positive about it because God knows I'm trying to keep some positive in my life. So we'll see. Yeah, I guess keep the pitchforks warm, but glad to see this change. This is live right now, so I guess I'll try and upload this on YouTube because I did post my long yapathon with peeps about it. If you want to watch it, it's like a 2-hour yapathon about why it was bad. Walk back. Complaining works, folks. Regardless, I'm glad they did this at the very least. It is a world that many folks are not used to. I'm not used to Konami responding, answering with updates, and explaining. They did it. They did everything people said they wouldn't do, which is fair. I get why people thought they weren't going to say anything. And I'm glad they said something, posted on social media, and were like, hey, there is an update. Please read it. Like, that's important. And I'm, mad that they didn't do that in the first place. Fine. Bygones be bygones. I respect W's when they come. This is a partial W. And it also means, even at the end of the day, OTSs do not have to compromise. That's a big deal. OTSs were running these tournaments based on Konami rulings. Now they don't have to compromise on whether they run Time Wizard or time travel. Like, that was a big deal for card shops. Card shops were messaging their, community saying, we want to run Edison still. We still want to run Edison. We know there's a big community here. We know you all love playing it. If it loses us our OTS status, so be it. We want to cater to our community, and the community wants Edison, regardless of the changes, how good, how bad they are. And players, they loved the fact that their card shop owners were by their side, instead of kind of maybe being like, I guess we have to change rules. I don't know. So even if they do eventually phase it out, but at the very least, I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully not. At the very least, OTSs can run Time Wizard at any time and not have to abide by these changes. I hope that's the case, and I hope they keep this for the future. Anyway, I'm rambling. Subscribe if you like Latinx's. Rare Konami W slightly. We'll see. I hope it sticks. I hope it's just they keep the new format. I seriously think it's really easy, honestly. I don't know. I don't think it's an issue if they just like keep the new format. Like, we'll see.